So I wrote this show, right? This girl, and we was sitting up and we wrote this show, this like reality show. And we was so excited. We was like, man, yo, we finally did it. We got this pitch meeting coming up. It's gonna be dope. So she was like, man, let's go celebrate, D. And I was like, bet, cool. We ain't never mess around. We ain't never did none of that. So she was like, man, I'm gonna take you to this restaurant. And I was like, all right, cool. So she took me to PF Chains in the Beverly Center. This when I first got out to LA. I was first out here in LA. So we sitting in the Beverly, we sitting in PF Chains, we eating, you know, and I'm just like, man, I'm excited. This is dope, this is dope. She was like, yeah. So she was like, man, you should try these noodles. So she was like feeding me some noodles or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then she ain't never did nothing like that. So it kind of threw me a little bit. I'm like, man, she feeding me noodles. She must be feeling me because I ain't never catch that vibe before. So, you know, I'm chilling and stuff. And all of a sudden, I hear this noise like, bam! I'm like, yo, what is that? And in the kitchen, you just saw all these pots and pans just falling everywhere. And then the chef just ran out the kitchen and ran out. And I'm like, man, what was going on? And I asked her, I said, you see that? And she was just smiling, just like, like, man, shaking her head. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, still, so this is gonna be great, this is gonna be dope. All of a sudden, we hear all this yelling over there, like in the kitchen and whatever. And then these other dudes, they start running out. They start running out out of the kitchen and running out the side door where the dude ran at. And so, you know, we still sitting there talking, whatever. I'm eating, whatever. There's other people in there. All of a sudden, the manager comes walking right over to our table. Gets to the table and he's like, hey, I ain't gonna say her name, but he was like, yo, such and such, such, such. You gonna have to go. And she was like, I don't gotta go nowhere. And I'm looking like, what the hell is going on? He was like, yes, you do. You gotta go. And I was sitting there like, yo, is there a problem? And he was like, the manager was like, she know the problem. She know what's going on. She was like, I'm a paying customer just like everybody else. And I'm like, yo, wait a minute. What is the problem here? And he was like, she know what the problem is. And then I was like, what is the problem? And she wouldn't say nothing. And I asked the manager, I said, look, can you tell me what's going on here? And he was like, she brought you in here and her boyfriend is the cook who she lived with. And he seen her feeding you noodles or whatever, and he ran out of here and he is heated. I'm like, what? And she was like, look, me and him don't go together no more. He broke up, we broke up, and that's just it. He was like, yeah, but your manager was like, yeah, but y'all still live together. Like, and if y'all had a little argument, why would you bring another man up in here? I'm like, why would you bring me in here to make your man jealous like that? Like, why would you do that? She was like, look, he don't want to be with me, then skip it, forget it. And I'm like, why would you bring me to the restaurant he work and he cook at? So I jumped up and I went outside and I went out there and I talked to dude. I was like, look here, my man. I was like, dude, I ain't know nothing what was going on or why she did that. I ain't never messed with her before. Me and her, we wrote a show together. We was gonna sell it. He was like, no, it's all good, whatever, man. He was like, that just pissed me off, man. I'm like, man, that'd piss me off too, bro. I was like, straight up, I was like, look, I'm about to leave. I was like, look, I don't know why she did that. It's all love, man. And he was like, yeah, it's all good. So then I went back in there and I was like, look, don't you ever speak to me ever again. I was like, ever. I was like, that was some whack ass stuff you just pulled right there. I was like, the manager was like, you ain't gotta leave, she gotta leave. I'm like, nah, I'm leaving too, man, I'm out of here. And I jumped in the cab, man, and I jetted. But I couldn't believe that she pulled that and did that. Crazy.